Welcome back. Now, flying airplanes has been a childhood dream for Maria Hiwilepo, who hails from the village of Ohengena in the northern Namibia. Now, her dream became a reality when she became a commercial pilot in 2015. Well, if she's not flying planes, she's walking down the runway as a fashion model under the name Amira Eli. Now, Maria Hiwilepo now joins us in studio to tell us all about herself and her endeavors. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Nina.
Lovely having you here this morning.
Thank you.
Now, not a strange dream for a young girl to have, but not one that you often hear about. You know, when you ask a young girl what she wants to be, will she say a pilot? Why was that your dream?
To be honest, I was just more curious. I would sit in the village and watch planes cross over, and I wondered, how do they stay up there? And for me, it was just curiosity, and I wanted to be one. How do they stay up there? Who's in charge of them? And I just wanted to be one of those people.
Yeah. Now, people consider I suppose, the industry that you're in very male-dominated. Is that true? And how difficult, or was it easy for you to penetrate this industry?
It is very male-dominated. It had its challenges to enter into it. During the time I became a pilot, I was very active as a model. It was always like, in my modeling career and my beauty pageantry, I was very active. And it was almost like there was a spotlight on me. So in classes, it would almost seem like the spotlight never went off. If I messed up, it would be on a spotlight. If I didn't mess up, it would be on a spotlight. And my other colleagues didn't have the same. So early on, I made a decision to kind of make peace with it, that there's always going to be a spotlight. I don't know if I have fans looking or if I have critics waiting for my demise. I had no idea. So early on, I made a decision to cultivate within me a strong willpower. And just, I understood, and I had a moment of clarity that I think God really wants me to fly. So I just made a decision that, okay, if you're in a spotlight, you can't really see what others are feeling or thinking. You just have to be within, and you have to be within yourself. And that's how it was for me.
Yeah. And is it that strong willpower that helped you sort of navigate the challenges of this career you find yourself in, you know, with being a pilot? And also, what are some of the, you know, the challenges that women face in this industry?
I think for most women in male-dominated industries, not only for pilots, they face the similar challenges. Sometimes, even though you have met the criteria to be employed, they kind of put you on as a figurehead. Like when it comes to the really decision-making, to the execution of the plans and to doing the job, they kind of sideline you. They're like, no, we've got a woman. It's okay. We have a woman. We meet the status quo.
Right.
And then they kind of sideline you when it comes to that. So a lot of women face these challenges, not only for pilots, not only for myself. And then the other thing that they also face would be, I suppose, when they don't really believe you can do the work, and if you do something which is like a mistake. Like I've been in experiences where my male counterpart, if they make a mistake, then the guy would be like, oh, come on, where's your head? Come on, wake up. And then when a woman makes the same mistake, then they're like, I don't know if you really belong here. I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Are you sure you are cut out for this? So I guess that's what some of the challenges I've experienced, definitely, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women in the male-dominated industries face the same.
Yeah, but I'm sure you enjoy your job as well, I mean, equally. So what aspects would you say of your job do you really enjoy the most?
I have to say I love the actual flying. For me, to just be behind the controls, because we always have a role. For the airliners that I fly, or the jumbo jets, we always have a pilot flying and a pilot monitoring. For Airbus, that's a philosophy. And when I'm the one flying, when I'm actually behind the control, I enjoy that. However, there are some nice things, because with pilot, you are forever a student.
Yeah.
for the rest of your life. Make peace with that. You are always away from home. And then when you get home, you're tired and you're sleeping and you miss out on very important times with your loved ones. But then again, you get to travel, you see very nice places.
Yeah.
So it's got its perks.
It definitely does.
I do enjoy that.
It sounds pretty glamorous, and which is interesting because people consider modeling being a very glamorous job as well. How do you sort of juggle the two, and do you see yourself taking, modeling as a more serious, career choice in the future?
For myself, I feel that it's really relative to each individual. If you see yourself as a professional in any career, that's exactly where you go. I've known of models who have managed themselves professionally and they have excelled. And also some professional pilots who fly as a hobby. So it's really, while there's no modeling school where you can go to and say, look, I've been to flying school or I've been to modeling school. There's not a modeling school.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, there are people that are still modeling. Naomi Campbell is 50 years old and she's still modeling.
Yes.
Elon Musk's mom is modeling. She's old. I don't know how old she is. But if you manage yourself professionally, that's how far you go. But if you take it as, this is a hobby, whether it's flying, whether you've been to school for it, or whether it's modeling, it will be a hobby. It's really relative to each individual. And I feel that people who really cut it, or people who make it in any career, they're the ones who always have a side hustle. The models who have made it, the A-list models, they always have a side hustle. It's not just model. And pilots as well, who've grown. Pilots I look up to, my mentors. They don't just fly, they do other things on the side. So it's how you take yourself. Am I gonna be a professional or am I doing it as a hobby?
Very
and
good
how
advice.
will I manage myself?
Great points you make there. Really interesting points you make. Now, we know that today is International Women's Day, and it's being observed this year under the theme hashtag Choose to Challenge. How do you interpret this year's theme for International Women's Day?
I really love that hashtag, Choose to Challenge. In this 2021, with all the challenges that we face, I understand this theme to mean, instead of choosing, because you've got many options, you can choose to be despondent, you can choose to be hopeless, you can choose to be, you can really choose. You have the choice at the end of the day, it's up to you. But this choose to challenge is choose to challenge the status quo, choose to challenge the situation, choose to challenge the hopefulness, the hopelessness, choose to challenge yourself to do better, choose to challenge yourself to overcome, to be triumphant, to not just give up. Choose to challenge yourself in whatever situation you may find yourself in. And for me, this is a very empowering Women's Day hashtag. I love it to bits. It comes in a time that is befitting. It's choose to challenge. For me, I love it.
Just to round off our discussion this morning, Maria, I'm sure you find a lot of young girls that look up to you. You're a pilot in this male-dominated industry, and I think it just represents strength when a woman is in that role. And then on the other side of the coin, you're also a fashion model, which is what a lot of young girls also want to be. For a young lady watching this morning, what words do you have for her?
If I have to tell a young person a message, it will have to be something my mother always tells me. My mom always, she still does to date. She's told me since I was a child and up to date, she still reminds me, she still tells me this. And it's basically, whatever you may find yourself in, whatever yours might be different, yours might be slightly not according to what the norm is. We are in a society that we struggle to be accepted, to be part of the cool clan, and it's sometimes very despondent or very disheartening when you find yourself different. And then you're like, but why do I like this? Why do I want to model and fly? Why is mine like this?
Yeah.
And my mother always tells me, you're not ordinary. Yours is different because you're extraordinary. And God wanted you to, He made you so perfect, exactly the way you are. And He wanted you to be exactly extraordinary as you are. So if God wills it, who is any other person to say otherwise? So that's my message to young people watching. Really, if yours is different or whether it's similar, God made you extraordinary. You're not ordinary. You're not made to be like everyone else. You're not made to be accepted. You're made to be exactly yourself as you are. That's how God planned it. And embrace it. Spark within yourself a strong willpower and just be. Blossom, be. Just as you are. You will get to where you are going. You will find your
being
true
yourself.
north.
Yeah.
Because God made you exactly as you are for a reason. It's supposed to be. It's meant to be.
Beautiful message. Well, thank you so much for being here this morning, and thank you for your time, and you should have an amazing Women's Day.
Thank you for having me so much.
That was Maria Hiwilepo speaking to us this morning, a young Namibian lady who is a pilot and also a fashion model. We'll be right back after the short break.